My Line, brought to you by Kellogg's. Kellogg's Cereals. The best to you each morning from Kellogg's of Battle Creek. Now let's all play What's My Line? And now, from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now that devastating comic who is packing them in at the Sahara in Las Vegas, Mr. Buddy Hackett.
And now, the dedicated, syndicated, concentrated columnist for the New York Journal American, that's a lot of words, Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left, the delightful, delirious, punish Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
And here's our panel moderator, the only man in television who can take 377 four-syllable words just to say, Buddy Hackett, we're glad to have you back on the panel again. John Charles Davis.
Well, now that Bennett's taken all my lines, not much point in my staying here. Buddy, it is nice to have you on the panel again.
Oh, thanks.
It's nice to see Bennett there. Nice to have gotten through the first few minutes without one of Bennett's puns, too. Well, we have some very interesting occupations, some very nice people who've brought them to the theater, and I think the panel will enjoy the next half hour. I hope you all do. We'll also have a famous mystery challenger before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program, and we'll meet our first challenger after this. And now to meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Jimmy Klein, right, sir? All right. Mr. Klein, where are you from?
Paula, Pennsylvania.
Oh, good show. Nice to have somebody from Pennsylvania with us. Keystone State. You'll be the
sir.
keystone of the program. Mr. Klein, may I present the panel? And now, if you'll join me over here, we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Klein is salaried and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Clyde, you seem very well built and strong. Is there anything athletic about what you do?
Slightly.
But you mean as here you have a performing athlete in mind?
No, I just meant, does he do anything athletic, John? Don't be mean to me.
All right. Well,
right
just so
off.
long as you're not misled, if Mr. Klein wants to give you the benefit of a qualified yes, why, we'll leave it on the books.
Well, let me say this, then to clarify it. Do you use some skill physically in your job?
Yes.
Yes. Do you perform out of doors?
Yes.
Do you perform?
Yes.
Do you need any equipment in your work?
Yes.
Do you work for a non-profit organization?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Hackett.
The performing that you do, is this done out of doors?
Yeah.
Or... I'm glad you answered quick, because I didn't know what I was going to say. Do you sometimes work under canvas?
No.
2 down and 8 to go,
On
Miss
canvas?
Kilgallen.
Mr. Klein, do you use both your arms and your legs in this, whatever you do?
Yeah.
Yes, I would think that in the whole performance you do.
Is there any medium other than natural air that you use?
Yes.
Do you use water?
Yes.
Are you a swimmer?
No.
That makes it, now this means not a performing swimmer as such. 3 down and 7 to go. Mr. Klein can swim, I'm sure. Mr. Cerf?
Mr. Klein, do you use any other people or animals in the performance that you give?
Yes.
Are they animals?
Yes.
Do you wrestle with alligators or something like that?
No.
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
However, when you're doing the job that you do it in water.
No.
Let me have a small conference. Well, we've consulted Arlene, and we want to be very fair, so we'll
Sure
give you a
do.
no. That's
He's as
5
dry
down
as a
and 5
bone,
to go,
in other
Mr. Hackett.
The animals that you work with, do they perform?
Yes.
And do they play sort of games?
Yes.
And are they in water?
Yes.
And then you would be a trainer who works with, like, fish that, or porpoises that jump through hoops and play games and like that. And whales. And dolphins. And sometimes there's a lot of other fish that don't perform much because they get eaten by the big fish. That's the rotten part of the job.
Actually, a very interesting part of Mr. Klein's activity is that you're employed by the Miami Aquarium, but he was here in New York and trained the porpoises that perform at the Florida exhibit at the World's Fair. And they do all kinds, but you've all seen the wonderful pictures. They're remarkable fun, aren't they?
Where is Mr. Klein while the porpoises are porpoising?
On the side of the pool.
I'm high above the water, and they come out of the water to me in the audience.
I see.
He stays there on porpoise.
Well, now, I think it's only fair to let you all in on something. That wins me $1, because when I found out Mr. Klein was going to be with us, I bet one of the production staff that Bennett would say something about on porpoise. Porpoise.
I saw him perform down in Florida. That's how I guessed it.
Oh.
I knew if I said that, you'd give him the rest of the money. I never saw it.
These are Surgeon General Luther Terry's favorite animals, because one of the tricks they perform is they jump out of the water and snatch cigarettes out of your mouth, don't they?
And neither the porpoises or myself smoke.
That'll make the Surgeon General even happier than I thought he was going to be. Thank you very much, Mr. Klein. Nice to have you with us. And what's my... And now, we need a second contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Isabel Bernier, right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Bernier?
Miss.
Miss Bernier. Yes. Where are you from, ma'am?
I'm right here in Manhattan.
From Manhattan?
Yes.
Well, it's nice to have you with us. And Miss Bernier, may I present the panel? Now, would you join me over here, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. Panel, we can tell you that Miss Bernier is salaried, deals in a service, and we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Bernier, a comely lass like you should be in some branch of show business. Are you?
No.
It's an absolute outrage.
1 down, 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Miss Bernier, is your service for men and women?
Yes.
Do they come to you for your help?
Yes.
Is there anything instructive about what you do, Miss Bernier?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Hackett.
I refuse to question on the grounds that I may destroy my marriage. Do you work for a branch of government?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss
That didn't get me in
Kilgallen.
much trouble.
Miss Bernier, do you work for a profit-making organization?
Yes.
Do you see the people personally when they come to you?
Yes.
Do you talk to them?
Yes.
As a result, are they better off or happier?
Yes.
Yeah, I think here we should clarify. We will agree that Miss Bernier talks to the people who come to her in the same context of agreement that we would talk to anybody that asked for our service. We will agree that the service which is performed should certainly increase a sense of well-being in the individual.
I mean, she sort of calms them down?
Was that your question?
No, it isn't my question. I was just trying to clarify your answer to me, John, but I see I'm not going to. Miss Bernier, is it likely that men and women at the same time would come to request your service?
Yes.
May I assume that they do not buy anything from you?
You mean an object?
An object, a product.
Let me have a small conference, please. Now, what was your question, Dorothy?
May I assume that they do not buy an object which they then carry away from them, sort of wrapped up in a package?
No, they could.
Oh, they
so
could.
that makes it 4 down and 6 to go, Mr.
Isn't
Cerf.
that nice?
Miss Bernier, do you then demonstrate something or show the advantages of some product to people?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
However, when you originally were introduced, Miss Bernier, Mr. Daly said that your primary function was in the service area.
That's right, yes.
So that the business of the product is not the important one. Is that
Ancillary.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Would it help us, however, John, if we did tie on to the product in some way?
Oh, I think if you identified the product, you probably would have a lead as to the service.
Is the product something in the paper family with writing on it?
No.
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Hackett.
Do you ever touch the people you perform the service for or anything they own?
Yes.
Is there some sort of repair work that you do? Even if it was to their body?
No.
No. 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Miss Bernier, do you ever work in and around a restaurant or nightclub?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Then, Miss Bernier, the product with which you're involved is neither something to eat nor something to drink. Is that correct?
That's right.
Is it something that people can wear?
Yes.
Is it something that, once worn, would be visible to the naked eye or
Yes.
passers-by?
Yes.
Is it worn by both sexes?
Yes.
Is it worn above the waist?
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis.
Then, of course, it is below the waist. Now, let's
Excellent,
think of the things
excellent.
that are below the waist.
Smashing.
Smashing, right?
Smashing.
Well done, old girl.
Is it something that one might have on one's feet?
Yes.
Is it something other than a shoe that is ordinarily worn in the street?
More conference. Your question is it something other than the shoe, the product which we are trying to
Yes.
identify? The answer is yes.
Is it, however, something that might be attached to a shoe?
Yes.
Is it something like a roller skate or a ski?
No. But this
All
is great
righty.
fun because you've come very close to it. Actually, if you go to Monkey Shines, which is a shoe shine emporium, a new one on Broadway, you will find that Miss Bernier will give you the best shoe shine you've heard in a long, long time. And I think it's only fair to announce that I expect Buddy will now decide he's going to start wearing shoes.
Not me. I'm just going to paint my feet black and let her rub them all day.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your visit. It was nice to have you with us, and what's
Thank
my
you
life?
very much.
Good night. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word from our sponsor. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which my friends, as always, are Blindfolded. Blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes,
sir.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. Panel, as you know, in this case, a different form of questioning. One question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we'll begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you a curvaceous cutie in show business?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Are you a male in show business?
I sure am, Cookie.
Miss Francis?
Are you primarily a comedian?
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No, that's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr.
Neither
Hackett.
would I.
I didn't hear your question, Slim.
Wait, I'll point it out to you with a fist. Are you a very good friend of mine?
Not anymore, I'm not, wise guy.
What do you think you have it, buddy?
Well, I just know that Joey is working in Philadelphia. So,
You've lost 2 friends now, Slim.
We'll throw a card on that.
I keep talking, I'll lose Philadelphia.
3 down and 7 to go,
It's
Dorothy.
well lost.
Do you appear in motion pictures?
I sure do.
Mr. Cerf?
Have you had a picture on Broadway within the last 3 or 4 months? A big picture?
I sure have.
Miss Francis?
Is it a picture that was up for an Oscar nomination?
That's a nasty sort of question to ask me. No, it wasn't.
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Hackett.
What are you going to do with the pistol I gave you?
I don't even know what you're talking about, Slim.
You know what it is, Bobby.
You've lost another friend.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, it's not Joey and it's not Bobby. Could I try for Tony?
What did you
You
say,
can
Dorothy?
try anything you want, Cookie.
Well,
That voice.
it's not Tony, huh?
No, we didn't say that. We said you could try anything you wanted.
All right. Is it Tony Curtis?
No, it's
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Have you ever been on the panel of this television show?
I sure have, wise guy.
Tony Randall?
Yeah.
Buddy, you've got to start making a whole new circle of friends. You're washed up with the old crowd.
Very
Oh, that was great.
In the happy month of August. Wow.
And I was leaning in the first time he spoke to see if I could catch the sound, you know? And he went way up and blew past my ears.
Only a dog could hear him.
Golly, that was a wonderful voice.
My wife said, don't use that voice because it sounds exactly like you.
No, it doesn't.
Sounds a lot like her.
The 9 faces of Dr. Lau.
7.
7. Sorry. I was going to add, I was going to be clever. I was going to say 9 voices and 7 faces, and I got it mixed up. The 7 faces of Dr. Lau. That's one picture that's current, isn't it?
Yes.
Brass bottle.
Brass bottle. That surely is enough.
That's enough.
I've just completed another one called Fluffy, but you didn't even ask me about that.
I know, but how many hours a week are you planning to work next week, for instance?
I don't have a job next week, and I was hoping there'd be an opening on the panel.
Well, Tony, we had a wonderful time with your visit. It's a joy to have you every time, but you sure shook 'em up.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Well, nicely done, panel. I'll have to agree some congratulations are in order, and we'll have another contestant after this word from our alternate sponsor. And now, a final contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? James H. Geist. Right, sir? All right. Mr. Geist, where are you from?
Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida. Nice to have you with us. May I present the panel? And you have some friends in the house. Now, if you'll join me over here, why, we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Geist is self-employed and he deals in a product, and we'll begin the general questioning with Mr. Hackett.
This product made of metal?
No.
One down a night
I'm
ago.
still hooked on guns.
Miss Kilgallen?
Mr. Geist, could I use this product?
Yes.
Could Bennett?
Yes.
Would I ever have it in my home if I owned one of these things?
Yes.
You could. Mm-hmm.
Would I ever take it out when I went somewhere?
Would you take it out when you went somewhere?
No.
No, I would think not. Two down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Geist, may I presume that this product never has been or is not alive?
No.
It's correct. It's
Yes,
never-
you may assume that
Yes.
it has not, never been, and has not, and is not now, and therefore. Thank you.
Is it a solid?
Jackson? Yeah.
Is it a manufactured product?
No.
Well, I think we would have to agree. Let me have a small
Well,
comment.
made. You know what I say. Manufactured, not in its natural form.
Thank you for your definition, Bennett.
Try to get away with anything.
Mr. Geist and I have a little problem here, Bennett. I think the term manufactured, if it was used very broadly, would cover the general area, yes.
All right, thank you. Mr. Geist, is this product packaged?
Yes.
Is it sold in general sorts of stores?
No.
No, I don't think so. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
However, there is a store in which you can buy this product, is there not?
No.
No store carries it.
No.
No, that's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Hackett.
Is there a big shipping operation involved with this product?
A big shipping operation in
Yes.
terms of what? That the product itself might
Yes.
be large and difficult to handle?
No, not at all. Just that the product is only sold by being shipped.
No, I don't think we could agree to that. 5 down and 5
I
to go,
didn't
Miss
think so. I never
Kilgallen.
heard of anything like that.
Mr. Geist must have sort of cornered the market on this product then, may I
Well,
assume
no,
that?
what we would agree here is that it's a product which probably would be distributed on a local basis.
I see. But, Mr. Geist, I could get one of these if I happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
And I would probably get it from you, is that it, or
Yes.
one of your associates. Could I hold it in my hand?
Yes.
Now, it is packaged. Have we established whether it was edible or not?
No.
No, we have not.
Well, I don't think I'm going to ask the question. I
Good
don't like
job.
the expression on your face, John. Because if it was edible, I might take it out and take it someplace on a picnic. If I had it in my house, could I have it in more than one room of the house?
Yes.
If you were to use it in your house, you could have it in more than one room, yes.
Something begins to tell me that it'd be kind of funny if I had it in my house, would it?
I would have put all the cards over
A
that.
toy or a game?
No, actually, this is a doozer. It's a real doozer. I think you'd have a lot of trouble with it. Mr. Geist has a very interesting occupation. He sells sawdust, big 800-pound bags of it. He has his own company called the Miami Sawdust Supply Company, and it's used in the home sometimes in plants and things like that, but needless to say, he sends it to butcher shops and all sorts.
Saloons. places
Saloons
like
and things
that.
like that.
You
Mr.
ever
Geist, thank
think
you
of
very much. It
shipping
was
it
a
all
joy
over
to have
the
you on
world?
What's My Life. Well, it's to be noted again, Buddy Hackett, it was a joy to have you with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Good night, Arlene Francis.
Good night, John. Good night, dear buddy. Happy Las Vegas.
Thank you very much. Good night, Dorothy.
Have a safe trip back.
Thank you, dear.
Good night, Bennett.
As a bit of scientific investigation, I discovered that shoeshine girl works at 52nd Street and Broadway. That's for you, John. Good night.
Thank you. Who did the investigation? That's what I want to know. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Cotter. Program pre-recorded.
This is Johnny Olson reminding you, if you'd like to attend one of our broadcasts, write to CBS Tickets, 485 Madison Avenue, New York, New York, 10022.